Hello and all, welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. This one we're talking featherweight bout to put together Aljamain Sterling versus Brian Ortega. Before getting started, make sure to like, subscribe, click that notification to get all of this new from this channel, your channel, one and only MMA Vision Analysis. Aljamain Sterling was able to win via decision against Brian Ortega. A pretty close fight, if I must be honest. And if you were to look at the stats, they would tell a different story from, if you were to watch the fight. Obviously, Brian Ortega did not look terrible, but maybe it was the takedowns that won Aljamain Sterling the fight ultimately, even though numbers-wise, obviously, he landed many more shots and just kind of thrown many more shots than Brian Ortega did. Generally speaking, when you were watching the fight, it did not seem like one guy had the overwhelming advantage over the other. But generally speaking, Aljamain Sterling was able to score more. Whether it be more shots landed or more takedowns landed and attempted. Ultimately, I thought that there was going to be more takedown attempts from Aljamain Sterling, but he did not go for that approach. Obviously, that's probably because of Brian Ortega's skills on the ground. Obviously, this is a very, very reasonable. Generally speaking, if I'm not mistaken at this point, Aljamain Sterling is 2-1 in the featherweight division. And the very last fight, many of us believe that he was robbed out of a decision. If I'm not mistaken, who did Aljo fight last? I know he lost a decision win, and it was a bad decision. If I'm not mistaken, he beat Calvin Kattar in his first fight in the featherweight division. Now he beat Brian Ortega. And then before that, it was, I forget who he lost the decision to, but he definitely lost the decision. And it was a bad decision, if I'm not mistaken. So, Aljamain Sterling, currently in the featherweight division, is he looks like a proper featherweight, the former bantamweight champion. What is next for Aljo? Very interesting to see. But beating Brian Ortega, I believe, puts Aljamain Sterling in a very good position for another top-ranked opponent in that featherweight division. Who could Aljo face next? Well, we have Yair Rodriguez, who's without a fight. We have, if I'm not mistaken, let's see, Diego Lopez, I want to say, is not scheduled to fight. Or is he? But many top guys, right? Whether it be Dan Ige, so many different options for a fight, in terms of Aljo. I would not be opposed to seeing Aljamain Sterling versus Gian Silva. Now that I mentioned Gian Silva, I think Gian Silva and Diego Lopez are set to face off. So there's that, right? But there are many great matches to be had in the featherweight division for Aljamain Sterling. Maybe a Dan Ige or Yair Rodriguez. Who knows? Maybe even the Mavzar fight, right? If you made it this far, appreciate it for sticking around. Please let me know. Tweet in the comments, like, subscribe for more.